Hello, my name is Sarita, and I'm delighted to welcome you to this last episode of Maps to Quantum Sovereignty, in which we have been learning, through meditation, how to navigate towards the true power of our sovereignty and arrive at fifth dimensional consciousness, embodying the energetic architecture of our beings as the microcosm of all that is. In the first 5 episodes, we explored practices incorporating the divine breath, the present moment, our quantum fifth dimensional geometry, the holographic nature of reality, the portal of the heart, and unhooking from collective beliefs. In this episode, we are going to connect to the energy centers of the endocrine system and weave the masculine and feminine principles into them in order to create an alchemy of unification within us, more aligned to unity consciousness. We are made of visible and invisible systems that allow us to function within this holographic light show called reality. And today, we will be working with the invisible system of our energy centers. My training is rooted in a shamanic feminine lineage from a Western tradition. And we use an energy center system that is connected to the endocrine system of the physical body. And it is comprised of 8 energy centers, each connected to different glands. The first energy center is found at the perineum and connected to the ovaries or testes. The second is at the lower abdomen and connected to the pancreas. The third energy center, behind the navel, is related to the adrenal glands. The fourth, within our chest, is connected to the thymus gland. The fifth, at our throat, is in communion with the thyroid. The final 3 are found within the head. The 6th is related to the pituitary, the 7th, the hypothalamus, and the 8th, the pineal gland. This is a system that is not well known, unlike the Eastern chakra tradition, because until recent years, it was kept secret to protect it until the time was right and the information needed to be released. That time is now. So if you are used to working with the Eastern chakra tradition, think of it like a completely different system altogether, overlaying the system that you know. These energy centers work with our brain circuitry to create the holographic model of reality that we are looking at. And the more we can understand the energetic sacred map of them within us and light them up and activate them, the more we can see our way into our true nature as divine, empowered, and sovereign beings. The energy centers are a direct conduit to source consciousness and the infinite potential and the loving intelligence that lies within it. This invisible system within the body affects change within the visible body systems, our matter, and within the systems of all of Earth. As we bring our energy centers and our bodies into balance, we bring into balance also all that we commune with here on this planet. As the microcosm you are, all of the energy work you do affects the whole. The endocrine system works with the energy centers to translate the information from source consciousness, and it allows us to upgrade our perception of this holographic model of reality. There are many ways it does this, but the most commonly known is the release of DMT by the pineal gland, which allows us to see more than the standard visible light spectrum available to us in our normal day-to-day lives. Activated energy centers help us to see and feel source consciousness. Everything we need to up-level our consciousness is within the landscape of our bodies. We are literally a divine laboratory of pathways, tools, and chemicals. And when we play with them, we create alchemical interactions, expressions, and unions within us that overcome limiting states of being. So, for example, if we mix the divine light of breath with circular motion in the energy centers, or use intention to energetically connect the hypothalamus gland with, let's say, our salivary glands, or activate the pineal gland with light and attention, these are all different divine alchemical interactions within you that create higher states of being. Yoga is a fantastic example of this. The divine light of breath mixed with intention and the physical body being placed in shapes that mimic sacred geometry. When done correctly, yoga can induce elevated states of consciousness. It's all about elements coming together within us to create unification, and in that, evolution. Our meditation today is going to mix within the laboratory of our bodies the sacred masculine energy from the stellar star and the divine feminine energy from our earth star through our energy centers using the light of breath and the sacred geometric pattern of the Lemniscat. I created this meditation by playing with the elements available to me within my own body. And I discovered that this particular alchemy brings us into a much needed expression of balance and harmony, not only affecting change on a spiritual and energetic level, but also on a matter-based level, because all matter responds to energy, light, and intention. This state of harmony and balance is much more aligned to the truth of us as divine beings. And as such, it is essential for us to embody if we are to ascend into the fifth dimension. As I have already explained in previous episodes, 5D is a much higher level of reality with more light in it and less contrast. Therefore, our bodies need to physically align to the resonance of the truth that we are unified. And in that, we need balance and harmony within us so we can access it. Ascending into unity consciousness is a call to reintegrating harmony and balance. After thousands of years of oppressive patriarchy that has traumatized both men and women and distorted our perceptions of both the masculine and the feminine, of the sacred sexual union, and separated us from our connection to Earth, each other, and source consciousness, one of the most beneficial activations that you can achieve within you is to reintegrate the true harmonic resonance of the sacred masculine and the divine feminine as principal aspects of who you are. Indeed, we cannot ascend without this type of activation or awareness. When we become whole, no matter what our physical gender may be, and can hold both principles within us in equal balance, this becomes a sacred union. The feminine and the masculine merge within the body, and this creates a triad merge alchemically that changes us. 3 become 1, and we resonate to a frequency of oneness. This new geometry is now a holy trinity within us, in which we are rebirthed into self-recognition and self-actualization as the divine and precious child of light that we each are. It is the absolute union of truth within us as sovereign beings. And when our physical bodies can hold this truth, we effect change within our bodies and within the body of the earth. Then we can move away from the matrix of 3D, rooted in control, separation, and limitation, through the quantum portal of our own integration into unity consciousness. So for our last meditation in this series, we will use the alchemy of breath, the lemniscatic form, and our energy centers to weave back into our bodies the light of the sacred masculine and the divine feminine and create this wholeness from within. So now I'm going to explain to you how the meditation is going to go. And as always, I will guide you through it so you don't have to remember any of this. So as always, we're going to close our eyes, connect to the breath, let go of the ego mind. We are then going to connect to the 3 and 5D earth stars and the stellar star and feel that interwoven thread of gold and white light that runs between them through our central core and that passes through each of our 8 endocrine-based energy centers. The stellar star, our sun, holds the divine father energy of the cosmos that is always watching over us with unconditional love. This star embodies the sacred masculine energy that we are going to use in this meditation. The earth stars hold the energy of the heart of our first mother Gaia and embody the feminine energies that we will work with. I will then get you to feel all of your 8 energy centers within the body one by one so that you can tap into their consciousness and how they feel within you. Remember, the first energy center within you is at the perineum, the second at your lower abdomen, the third behind your navel, the fourth at your heart, fifth at your throat, 6th, 7th and 8th are within your head. Please don't get bogged down by worrying about where they're situated. If I say, for example, go to the pituitary gland center in your head, don't worry that you're in the wrong place. Let your intuition take you there and trust the process, even if your mind can't understand it. So having gone through all of our energy centers, feeling them, we will then bring our awareness down to the earth star, and we're going to begin to use our breath to draw up the divine feminine energy within the earth star, up and up the white thread of light. When it arrives at the first energy center at the perineum, we're going to begin to weave this feminine energy with our breath and our intention in a lemniscatic form through that energy center. After a few moments, we're going to bring the light, the thread of that breath up and into the second energy center. 1 loop in front, 1 loop behind, weaving it through that energy center. Then we're going to continue up to the third energy center, again weaving 1 loop in front, 1 loop behind, and we're going to continue all the way up until we've gone through 8 energy centers and that white thread of light comes out of the crown of our head and goes back up into the stellar star. We are then going to bring that masculine energy down the golden thread through the crown of our head and begin to weave it in a lemniscatic flow through the pineal gland center. 1 loop in front, 1 loop behind. And then connect it to the hypothalamus gland center, going down to the pituitary gland center, and all the way down through all of the energy centers until it leaves at the doorway of our perineum, and then it goes down and reconnects to the earth star. We will then feel this new alchemical expression of union and the Holy Trinity within us, changing us and upgrading us. And as I've said before, I'm only guiding you. So as the sovereign being that you are, if you wish to do something different within the meditation or find yourself feeling or adding other elements, follow your own intuition, and that's absolutely perfect. So when you're ready, we're going to begin. I would encourage you to sit up for this meditation if you can, and you're going to take a breath in, a breath out, and close your eyes. And in the darkness behind your eyelids, you are now going to bring all of your awareness and all of your attention to the breath. Breathing in and breathing out as a total act. Letting the ego mind go. Letting all of your exterior reality go. And becoming as one with your breath. And we are now going to set our intention to weave the sacred masculine and the divine feminine of the earth and stellar stars through our 8 energy centers to create an alchemical change within us, aligned to unity consciousness. So we are now going to connect ourselves to the earth and stellar stars. Feeling the stellar star above us up in the heavens. And feeling the 2 earth stars beneath us at the center of the earth. And feeling those 2 interwoven threads of gold and white light that connect them, that run through the central core of our being. So just allowing yourself to tap into and become consciously aware of this architecture of the above and the below, the within and the without, that holds us as the divine child that we are to the earth and the cosmos. Feel yourself held and connected. Feel the light and the energy of those 2 interwoven threads running through your core. And we are now going to connect with each of our 8 energy centers and feel the consciousness of them within us. So can you bring your awareness to your perineum and feel the first energy center that lives there? Feel its size, its texture, its vibration, its shape and motion. Its consciousness. And can you elevate your awareness to the second energy center at your lower abdomen and feel its energy, texture, vibration and consciousness within you. And now allowing yourself to connect to the third energy center within you, just above your navel. And feel its consciousness, its size, its shape and energy within you. And elevating your awareness to the fourth energy center, your heart center in your chest, and connecting to the consciousness of this heart center. And allowing yourself to perceive now the fifth energy center at your throat. Can you tap into how this energy center feels? Its resonance, its texture, its motion within you. And elevating your awareness now to the pituitary gland center within your head. Feeling the size of it, the shape of it, the vibration of it within you. And just above that, the hypothalamus gland center. Can you feel the consciousness of this energy center within your head? And just above that, the eighth energy center of the pineal gland. Feel the motion and texture and energy of this center. And can you perceive all 8 of your energy centers at once? And how those 2 interwoven threads of light run through the center of all of them, connecting you to the above and the below. And we are now going to bring our awareness to the 5D heart center, the Earth star of Gaia in the center of the Earth. So can you drop your awareness down into the Earth and connect it to the white, hot, crystalline diamond, the 5th dimensional heart of Gaia. And can you feel the feminine energy that resides within this heart? Soft, clear, inclusive, open, sweet, sensual. Feel the fragrant essence and energy of the divine feminine within this star. And you are now going to begin to draw up this feminine energy up the white thread of light, up and up and up, and land it at your perineum, the 1st energy center. And you are now going to begin to weave this white feminine light through this 1st energy center in a lemniscatic flow with your breath, the figure 8, the figure 8, 1 loop in front, 1 loop behind. Breathing that divinely feminine energy through your 1st energy center. Feel the sensuality of it, the passion of it, flowing through this energy center with your breath. And bringing this lemniscatic weave up the body now, and flowing it through the 2nd energy center in a lemniscatic form. 1 loop in front, 1 loop behind. White breath and light of feminine energy, unity energy flowing through this center, weaving through this center. And drawing the thread up now into the third energy center above your navel. Weaving and winding and breathing this feminine light through your third energy center. Sovereignty in motion, the sweetness of femininity threading itself through your third energy center. And drawing up this divine thread of white light into your fourth energy center of your heart. Feel the love of the divine feminine in lemniscatic flow and breath, threading and weaving through this center, connecting to the feminine, the heart of Gaia. And traveling this thread up now and weaving it through your throat center. Feel the feminine light of truth reweaving itself, reconnecting itself. One loop in front, one loop behind, within your fifth energy center. And flow this thread of light up into the sixth energy center of the pituitary gland within your head. Feel the flow and weave of new light of the divine feminine. A lemniscatic breath connecting to this energy center, awakening it to the divine feminine of your truth, your sovereignty within your body. And bringing the thread up now and joining the hypothalamus gland center. Connecting and threading the divine light of the feminine principle through this energy center and through your body. and continuing up and breathing this energy into the pineal gland center. One loop in front, one loop behind. The ebb and flow of the divine feminine, rethreading itself through this energy center and your life. And now carrying this feminine energy up the thread through the crown of your head and up and up and up, and landing it within the stellar star, connecting it to the stellar star. And can you feel now the divine masculine energy of your first father? The magnificence of it, the enormity of it, the power and the unconditional grace that is aligned to this masculine principle. And you are now going to begin to draw down the sacred masculine energy from the stellar star, down that golden thread of light, down and down, down through the heavens, and melting it through the crown of your head and landing it at your pineal gland center. And using your breath and your will and your imagination, you are now going to weave the sacred masculine energy of the stellar star through your pineal gland center and the feminine energies threaded through it. Breathing and weaving in lemniscatic form, in a divine dance and union with the feminine thread of the earth star. And drawing that thread down now, connecting it to the hypothalamus gland center, weaving the gold light of the sacred masculine through this center. One loop in front, one loop behind, entwined within the feminine principle, woven within it. And bringing the thread down now to the pituitary gland center, just beneath, and weaving that light of the sacred masculine in and amongst the feminine light already there, threading a union through this center, a divine light union of the masculine and the feminine. And drawing down the weave to connect now to the fifth energy center at your throat, flowing and binding the sacred masculine to the divine feminine within this center. And bringing the weave down into the heart center now. Feeling this flow and merge, this gold light threading with white light, the unconditional love of the masculine and the feminine within your heart center. And bringing this thread now to connect with your third energy center behind your navel, weaving a tapestry, a union, the gold light of the sacred masculine, woven in lemniscatic form with the divine feminine within this energy center. And continuing down into the second energy center, feeling this thread entwine itself, one loop in front, one loop behind, through the second energy center, through the divine feminine, a masculine and threaded embrace, a unity within this center. And drawing down the thread to the first energy center at your perineum, weaving the sacred masculine through this energy center, a lemniscus of light entwining with the divine feminine within it. And carrying this gold light of the masculine energy out of your perineum and down through the layers of the earth to finally connect it to the feminine energy of the white hot crystalline octahedron of the heart of Gaia. And can you feel now yourself between the above and the below? Feel every energy center within your body woven with a new tapestry of light, light of the sacred masculine and the divine feminine, threaded and mingled and merged within you. Feel the fibers of your being rewoven, changed forever. Feel the sovereign truth that the divine feminine is embodied within you. Feel the sovereign truth that the divine masculine is embedded within you. This union is within you. You are intertwined with both. And as the holy child of light that you are, this becomes an alchemy, a triad merge within you, and unity consciousness exists in perfect harmony and balance within you. And holding this new information, this sacred alchemy at the core of your being. And gently coming back into the room and opening your eyes. And so now you have, with your free will, sovereign choice and expression, as the divine being that you are, created an alchemical change within your own body system. And as the days go on and your practice deepens, you will find that you are becoming more aligned to states of happiness, bliss, and unconditional love, not only towards your fellow man, womankind, but towards all things and all situations, and most importantly, to yourself. And as you change in incremental ways, life will flow for you in unexpected and beautiful synchronicity, bringing you exactly what you need without any effort. Each day and each moment that you practice becoming the integrated, unified, sovereign being, which is the truth of who you are, you will see and experience with more and more definition the map within, designed perfectly to align you to your own evolution and the way into fifth dimensional unity consciousness. I thank you very much for working with me during this series, for your time, for your presence, and for choosing the path towards a new heaven upon earth timeline for all.